No yeet. Mommy comes to SmackDown. Well, that's enough of this pitter patter. Let's just get at her on SmackDown. On today's show, KO goes absolutely nuts and beats up Randy. Nia Jax demands Tiffy Stratton to go after the Liv Morgan crown jewel. Morrissey Machine Guns will be more likely debuting next week on SmackDown. LA Knight and Melo have a good match with Andrade in the corner, and Andrade likes to mock people. And Cargill and Bianca Belair just beat up a bunch of NXT women from a NXT tag team. But today we start off with Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, and the Bloodline. Jimmy Uso faces obviously the Bloodline today. So on today's SmackDown, starts off today with Jimmy Uso coming out there, talks about how he's been gone for 6 months, and he's put on the shelf by his little brother. He's a big little brother, to be honest. It's actually, he's bigger than him. Like, by a lot. Like, Jimmy's, like, small compared to Solo. And, like, not in, like, a bad way, but, like Solo's pretty built. And Jimmy's, well, Jimmy. Anyway, he talks about how, he's upset by Solo, how Solo just kicked him out of the Bloodline. But he couldn't even do it to his face. He had to have Tama Tonga show up and beat the hell out of him, and then kicked him out. I mean, it is Tama Tonga, let's be honest. Tama Tonga is fantastic. Right? Love that MFT. But then the gong goes off. The hoo-ha. The Tribal Chief shows up. Comes up, sticks his hand to the ones. Everyone's doing it. I mean, it's the cool thing to do. Roman comes on down and says, we're going to change a little something different, y'all. I want you to acknowledge Jimmy Uso. Kind of weird, eh? Oh, Jimmy. There's no, we got to do it louder. Gets louder. Roman talks about, well, actually, Roman does the whole thing that he used to do with the wise man. He goes, sees his hand out there. Jimmy gives him the mic. But Roman talks about, though, too, how he's not a wise man. He's a tribal chief. He's a leader. And he does not like where they are now. Before, they ran the place. People feared them. They had gold. They had everything. Money, cars. Jimmy called him one time, said, I want to buy a house. I said, go buy a house, buy the whole neighborhood. Fuck. Buy it. He's not happy where it is. Jimmy speaks up and says, listen, Oos, I'm with you. Always have been, always will be. But we're going to need help to get this back. We're going to need him. I know somebody. You know him too. I can ask him to come help. Roman looks at Jimmy and says, no yeet. Me no yeet. You need yo yeet. You need yeet. The IC champion, for God's sakes. It's main event Jey Uso. There's people going. But Roman doesn't want that. But even Jimmy knows what's coming. They know the Civil War is coming. They know War Games is around the corner. They're building towards this for the next little bit. Jimmy looks at Roman and says, you're a tribal chief with no tribe. Same thing Cody said to him a few weeks ago. Jimmy walks off and says, I acknowledge, but no one else does. And leaves. Jimmy later on that night was facing Solo Sikoa. Solo plans on putting his brother down. So, in the match, Jimmy comes out, Solos obviously came out first with the Bloodline of Tonga Loa, and that lovely, lovely man, the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu, comes on out there, has a really good back and forth match. He was dominating solo for a little bit of the match, got him going, smacked him up to the head a few times. Jimmy claimed he was going to beat the hell out of him. He almost did. It's a good back and forth match, good brother confrontation, much better than the one he had at WrestleMania with his brother Jey Uso. Much better. This was actually way better. A lot more exciting out of it than like the one at WrestleMania we had with his own twin brother Jey. But eventually, the numbers game got to him. And Jimmy ends up losing due to Bloodline interference, which the referee was obviously blind to. He wins. They start beating up on Jimmy. Roman comes out. Roman takes out Jacob Fatu with, obviously, the Superman punch, gets in the ring, pulls out Tama Tonga, takes out Tama Tonga Loa. But eventually, that werewolf shows up again and takes out Roman. He's in the middle of beating the hell out of Solo. Eventually, Roman gets laid out. Jimmy tries to fight back. It doesn't work. Eventually, Roman feels that Samoan spike. And SmackDown goes off the air because of that. We're not far away from War Games. Take a look for the next few weeks. We're probably going to see a Jey Uso sighting on SmackDown or a Jimmy and Roman sighting on Raw. We're probably going to see a Sami Zayn sighting somewhere amongst that mix as well. But they never really talked about, though, the appearance of The Rock at Bad Blood. They never mentioned a thing about it. Now, rumor is The Rock, there was a plan of The Rock, Roman versus Cody in the main event of WrestleMania. Apparently, that's been gonzo now. Because Rock apparently will not be able to be at WrestleMania 41. Of course, this is October. Several months away. A lot can change. We'll see what happens. We'll keep you stay tuned here on DA Wrestling for all the possible news on this one too. Speaking of which, guys, make sure you like the content here. Make sure you like, share, subscribe down below somewhere in this area. Appreciate everything you do. Make sure you follow us on Podbean, Spotify, obviously the YouTube, right? And sometime on iTunes and every other podcast channel is out there, folks. We thank all your support. We thank you very much for everything you guys do. We appreciate it. Anyway, that segment there was probably the best segment of the whole night. Between those two, the best. They started the show with the Bloodline and the show with the Bloodline. It's a Bloodline. It's great. You can't go wrong with that. Now, KO. Now, we're talking KO. Now, KO ends up interrupting the entrances of Lash Legend and Miss Jackson, right, from NXT. They're going to have to face a match with Cargill and Belair. We'll get to that soon. KO comes out and starts saying, oh, it's not Cody who betrayed me, right? I didn't betray Cody. Cody betrayed me. Cody comes out, just wanted to take Kevin's head off. And Kevin wants it to come. He's begging for it, right? Eventually, Randy comes out before he can even lock hands, right? Gets in, right? Tells Cody, don't worry, you go back. I'll take care of this. Goes out to the ringside, goes out to the ring, tries to break up, calm Kevin down, right? He gets behind Kevin, and Kevin accidentally elbows him, and Randy turns him around and belts him. And the look on Kevin Owens' face is like he can't believe it's almost like his dad smacked the crap out of him. Like just tattooed him. KO gets up and leaves him. Randy, you can obviously tell, feels really bad with this because he loves KO. He's friends with KO. He's friends with Cody too. Knows Cody a lot longer. So Cody cuts the back lady. Cody's in front of his bus with Nick Aldis, and Randy's telling him, hey, you go there, take care of it. You got a title match. You got a match with Gunther. Nick Aldis is really pushing for that. Listen, want you to win. Go, take care. We'll take Randy, take care of this. Nick Aldis looks at Randy and says, Randy Orton, you're the voice of reason, and walks off. Hard to believe it's Randy Orton, the voice of reason, the guy who's known to kick people's heads off. Well, later on the show, Nick Aldis is walking around. He has a few conversations with a few people. Eventually, he goes, we need security out here. Around to the back there. Kevin Owens is pummeling Randy Orton in the back. Just beating the living hell out of him. Feeling betrayed. So, let me just see what goes on here. Obviously, Cody has that program going on with Gunther for Crown Jewel. KO's probably not going to go, or maybe he will go, and probably face Randy Orton. Should be a fun match. I'm not going to lie to you. Stunner versus the RKO. Hard not to think that Randy's not going to win this. I always feel better, though, if KO does win this. I think it would make a lot more sense in my mind, but it's probably going to be Randy. But we'll find out. We'll see what goes on with this. Nia Jax comes out. Moving on to Nia Jax. Nia Jax comes out now with Tiffy Stratton. And she gives big credit to Bayley. Says, Bayley, give her credit. You came out, you fought the good fight. You did a great job. But in the end, you ended up on your back. Like everyone else in WWE. Nobody can beat me. No woman in the WWE roster can beat me. Looks at Tiffy Stratton, puts her in a headlock. You know, makes her smell her armpits for a little bit. And says, since I'm facing Liv Morgan, after done beat up Liv Morgan, you get to cash in your money in the bank on Liv Morgan. Tiffy doesn't seem very happy with this. Brings out Naomi. Naomi's like, I don't know what you're talking about there. I can beat you. Like, I'll do it tonight. I'll beat you tonight. She doesn't like that very much. Goes, you think you can beat me? Fine. Bring a referee out here. We'll make it official. I'm going to beat you up. So Naomi, right, he's about to have a match. The referee comes on down. Liv Morgan shows up. Okay? Liv shows up and says, this is lovely. She shows up with Raquel Rodriguez and Dom Dom. Or Dum Dum, whatever you want to call him. Comes on down. Says, oh, you're going to lose to me because I'm Liv Morgan. I'll be the queen of everything. But I come on down there ringside and watch this match for you. So, match goes on. Decent match, to be honest with you. Right? A couple good high spots there. But the more interesting part, though, too, is when, right, Tiffy Stratton is out talking to Raquel Rodriguez, who's outside, right, holding the briefcase that Tiffy has, right? Naomi turns around, kicks Tiffy out, right? Raquel's like, haha, right? Raquel Rodriguez, at one point, gets back in the ring. Sorry, not Raquel Rodriguez. Naomi gets back in the ring. Now Jackson is slamming her, gets her into the thing to the annihilator, right? Raquel Rodriguez starts interfere with the referee, distracting the referee. Liv Morgan hits Nia Jax in the butt of all places with the briefcase. Naomi ends up powerbombing her from the second rope, gets the 1, 2, 3. Liv's off there laughing. They're all cheering in the back there. Nia Jax is shocked as hell, upset. They're walking in the back. All of a sudden, Mommy comes out, right? Takes out Raquel Rodriguez. Takes out Dom, goes right after Liv, right? Nia Jax is in the ring. She takes out Nia Jax. And then Liv gets out of the ring. Right? And now he's just standing there, just smiling, going just in a rage. Very angry Rhea Ripley. She's learning to calm down a little bit. You know, he's not that bad. You know, sure you lost Dom Dom, but it's only Dom Dom. I mean, Liv's cute anyway, but still, he lost Dom Dom. I mean, it's just Dom Dom. I mean, what else is he gonna do? Nothing. High points are Tiffy Stratton should cash in on Liv Morgan. That's not going to happen, but should be interesting to watch the Crown Jewel, though. It'll definitely give you a little more intrigue to what goes on at Crown Jewel. Silly things going on in silly places, I tell you. All right. Nick Aldis, as I said to you earlier, was walking through the back. He was having a conversation with people. He had a conversation with Legado del Fantasma. Escobar was very upset. He's not getting enough chances. Aldis brought to him, well, you know, hey, you had a chance at the U.S. title a couple weeks back. You lost. You're in the back of the line. Makes sense. But he asked about Elektra. How come we didn't get a chance? Well, she hasn't done anything. And what about the Garza boys? He goes, oh, great. I got the Garza boys will be in action next week. I guess the team might choose it. There'll be a new debut coming. This is where the Motor City Machine Guns are coming in. Obviously, it's Alex Shelley. Obviously, it's Chris Sabin. We've had the Vignes the past couple weeks. So they'll be coming in on SmackDown. We're going to see where this goes. Because you had that earlier in the night, too. You had the Street Profits and DIY arguing in front of Nick Aldis that these both deserve title shots back and forth. It's hard to understand what was going on there. I know, Montez Ford is going losing the shit, basically. So look at the tag team divisions, about to get a little more interesting here on SmackDown. It's a whole lot better than on Raw. I don't understand what they're doing wrong on Raw with the SmackDown, with the tag team division. It makes no sense to me. It's like waiting before you poop. It makes no sense. I don't get it. So most Sheep Machine Guns are coming next week. Should be to see how they do. I'm sure it's going to be a squash match for the Garza, for the El Garzos or El Los Garzas or whatever they're called. It's probably just pissed them off some more. Yeah, whatever. I mean, they weren't really good single on their own anyway. They're not great now. The guy is there. That's what it is. Hopefully they do something better, but should be a good match. It was interesting to see Alex Shelley too back in the WWE. I mean, we saw him in a brief stint in NXT a number of years ago. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. LA Knight versus Carmelo Anthony. I mean, Carmelo Hayes, not Carmelo Anthony. Wrong person, wrong Mello. Really fun match, great match. Really showed off Carmelo Hayes' athleticism. Obviously, LA Knight tried to end it quickly with a BFT. Didn't happen. Eventually, he did get a BFT. What was interesting, though, is that Andrade was sitting ringside. And you could tell that Carmelo was very shaken up by this. He didn't want anybody to interfere. Well, Andrade never interfered. Okay? Melo lost. Right? Got dropped on his head. LA Knight won. Pretty much made sense there. But, in any event, Melo's in the outside of the ring, and Andrade was mocking him. Very similar to how Carmelo Hayes mocked Andrade after he lost to LA Knight. Melo didn't like this too much. He went and complained to all this. All this was like all over the show. Complained to all this. I was like, last I checked, you're both 3 for 3. You know what we're doing? Game 7. Now it's all of a sudden a best of 7. Originally a best of 5. Now it was best of 7. And the winner will probably get a title shot, U.S. title shot at LA Knight. It's probably going to end in some kind of DQ, folks. It's probably going to be a triple threat. Probably at Crown Jewel. Because we're going to build that card. Because right now that card is Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan. And Cody versus Gunther. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Other than that, that's right. We did have Jade Cargill. I said, let's go back to Jade Cargill and Lash Legend and Belair. And so Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair had a match against Lash Legend and Miss Jackson of NXT. Right? For the most part, it was basically a squash. I mean, they had some kind of input there. They had a bit of offense, not much. Piper Niven and Chelsea Green were both at ringside. they kind of distracted a little bit too, but nothing much too crazy because they both want a tag team shot title against Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. So we'll probably get that match in a few weeks. It's fine. Cargill's getting tagged in and just dominates everybody and wins. I'm really waiting on this split. I'm wondering if it's ever going to happen. I would like for it to happen. It'd be great. I think they're probably going to do it sometime, maybe at the Rumble, and set that up for Mania. Questions. Who knows? Folks, that was SmackDown in a nutshell. A lot of fun. It was a good show. All in all, I feel like Tribal Chief did a lot of great things, right? Explained a lot of how he's not happy as things where they are. Obviously, he's reluctant to bring in Jey Uso due to how that ended. We still haven't seen Paul Heyman though. Kind of interesting. Figured he would have come back at least now, but they'll probably live off a little bit. Hey, folks, that was SmackDown in a nutshell. Excellent show. Make sure you like, share, subscribe down below. Thank you very much for all the support. Enjoy yourselves. By the way, WrestleStream was tonight. It is Saturday. We should film this on Saturday, not last night. Adam Cole returned. Confronted MJF. Finally get that storyline back in order. Thought they ended that months ago. Guess not. Guess we're getting that one. Good to see an healthy Adam Cole, though. Okay, we to see him back. Now you finally figure out this Undisputed Kingdom stuff. See how that goes. Because, they did all that storyline for months. A year ago, and nothing accumulated out of it, really. Except for Adam Cole get kicked in the nuts. See what happens. Hey, folks. Have yourself a good one. Make sure you like, share, subscribe down below. Follow up on. Just give us a follow. It's fun. Please. Give us a follow. It'll make Doug happy. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night.